Oh, okay, so going over, we've got Iron Hands and Radiant Greninja Pride for Owen. That is not ideal.
And double bit barrel too.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Yellow's prizes were definitely nowhere near as bad, just like you just a quick glance over. Yeah, Owen's prizes a lot worse here. But here we are, everyone. We are kicking off our Masters final here in Dortmund, and it looks like Owen will be going first. Let's see how he can pull off.
But with both Bibarel prized, that's kind of annoying starting Bidoof.
Yeah, just a bit. It's going to be kind of a little bit not doing much of anything until you can start taking some prizes. But
we are going to be setting, and look, we've seen Owen on stream a couple of times. This deck is working this weekend. We saw the top 4 game. You know, the top 4 game we didn't stream was very back and forth and tense and could have gone either way. But I also watched Owen's top 4, and that was a very resounding victory. Now, we should just quickly remind ourselves, the way the deck works is quite simple. Baxcalibur comes out, lets you attach as much water energy as you like during your turn, and then Chen Pao lets you discard water energy, doing 60 for each one discarded from any of your Pokemon. You attach with Baxcalibur, discard with Chen Pao, massive damage.
Simple as that. Now, Owen, we see here with that Battle VIP pass, going to grab the 2 most key pieces, of course, but as you just mentioned, that Chen Pao EX and that Frigibax, which then, of course, you can evolve into that Baxcalibur, and then does have the Water Energy in hand as well to be able to attach and retreat, so you can go ahead and use that Shivery Chill ability, which is the other thing that makes Chen Pao EX so good.
Yeah, you search the energy out from the deck using that Shivery Chill, lets you get 2 water energy, attach them with Baxcalibur, then discard them with Chen Pao. It really is a very synergistic relationship. So this is not a deck which has big explosive turn 1s. Turn 1, let's get set up.
Yes, so Pokestop coming in as well. Owen going to spin the wheel, as it were, with the Pokestop. 3 cards off the top of the deck discarded. Any items found? Just 1.
Superior energy retrieval, though, not too bad. But is that a Baxcalibur gone?
That is a Baxcalibur gone. Oh, that's not great. If I do recall from earlier, there's only 2 in the deck. So Owen's gonna. We know the other one isn't prized, so that's fine. But Owen is gonna probably want to super rod that one back at some point.
Absolutely. Now Yellow goes in here with the Goldengo deck, and it's a similar kind of deck, but it's a stage 1, and it is discard as many energy from your hand as you like with Goldengo. Deal 50 damage for each one discarded. So again, you put lots of energy in the discard, but from your hand rather than from your Pokemon. Do massive damage, but also played with Palkia as a 1/1 line, which is a very efficient water-type attacker.
Okay, I need to draw attention to something here. So Yellow bench the Radiant Greninja, conceal cards, draw 2, Gimme Ghoul Battle VIP pass with another VIP pass already in hand.
That will do very nicely, and it's one of those situations where it's perfect bench time.
Yeah, it is perfect bench time. With the Gimme Ghoul in hand, you can Battle VIP pass to get your other 4, and you are absolutely rolling. Although, actually, to be fair, but you don't even need the Gimme Ghoul in hand. We've already got one on the bench, so you've got your full bench going, basically.
You've got your full bench, you've got your perfect bench, and of course, as we've seen, when Goldengo gets rolling, it's got that ability. It's got the, is it Coin Rush? Coin bonus.
Coin bonus.
Where you get to draw a card, but if you're in the active, you get to draw 2. It's not a deck that really flicks in and out the active like something like an Iron Valiant, but if you've got 2 on the bench, 1 in the active, that's an extra 4 cards a turn.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic consistency boost there. And Yellow is looking through now to kind of see where he wants to take this next. He has a really great setup turn 1. There's no question about that, but you need to know what your follow-up is.
Yeah, and once again, it's another deck where you're not doing much turn 1. You are setting up. Palkia, really good attacker on turn 2. Goldengo, really good attacker on turn 2. Radiant Greninja, actually very easy to power up in both of these decks, because Owen can power it up with Baxcalibur, and Yellow's got the V-Star power on the Palkia, that Star Portal, lets you attach free water energy, so both decks can take advantage of Radiant Greninja pretty easily.
Yeah, although I do believe, I think Owen's prize is Radiant Greninja. Do we miss that as well somehow?
I believe that is prized, unfortunately. Oof. Yeah, it was not ideal. That and Iron Hands and double Bibarel.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was brutal prizing all around. So yeah, not going to be happy about that. Meanwhile, from Yellow's side, we do see the Irida there as well, of course. Another fantastic supporter at any point in the game does let you grab a water Pokemon and an item. You think to yourself, okay, it's not really a water-based deck. Why would you play this? But of course, you have that Palkia as the other attacking option. You have the Manaphy. You have the Radiant Greninja. You actually have a lot of targets for Irida. So combine that with grabbing an item from the deck, it's a really solid consistency option.
It's a deck that plays a lot more water. It plays 6 water energy to 4 metal. And it's metal that you attach to Goldengo to attack. But water means it can be accelerated with that Palkia, gives you a lot more options. So that's why we see that split like we do. And we have an Earthen Vessel there just grabbing a couple of energy.
Yeah, Earthen Vessel. I was about to say an underrated card, but no, that's not really fair. I'd say it's one of the most, generic, useful cards that came out of Paradox Rift. Of course, it is an ancient card, but just bringing back that effect of letting you get 2 energies from the deck. You're having to discard a card this time, unlike with Professor's Letter, but just a near staple in so many different archetypes.
No, it really is. It's an ancient card, but it doesn't really do much. There's cards that interact with ancient cards. It will count, but just on its own, it's just a really good way of searching out energy.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Now, as already mentioned, the Radiant Greninja on OWYN side is prized, but Yellow doesn't necessarily know that. So better safe than sorry, going to bench that mana fee because you really do not want to get double KO'd by a Radiant Greninja here.
It would be less than ideal. And we see continuous coin toss, 20 damage for each heads you can flip. Unfortunately, the answer was 0 heads.
I was trying to think here. Chien-Pao's weak to metal, right? With enough heads on the Goldengo. Oh, no, it's Psychic type. Never mind.
Yeah,
I had to cut myself off.
Yeah, Psychic.
Yeah, only Goldengo is metal, so I had to cut myself off there before I got too excited.
That would have been fun, but it also...
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You would have needed 11 heads.
Yeah, let's see.
2 to the power 11. You can work that one out at home.
Yes. So, another Pokestop being fired off here. And uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good. That's both Baxcalibur. And yeah, Yellow's seen exactly what we've seen. 2 Baxcalibur hit off of Pokestop. You're going to need a Super Rod.
Yeah, you need a Super Rod now. Otherwise, you're going to be very, very far behind. Is there one in OWYN's hand? OWYN's hand is pretty big, but I don't think I see a Super Rod.
There's 2 in the deck, so they are possible to get them back. That's the only recovery I'm seeing in the deck.
Oh, no, there's one in hand.
Okay. I would Super Rod both the Baxcalibur back.
I would as well, shockingly enough.
And then I would think twice before using... But here's the thing. Both of these players play Pokestop. OWYN plays for Pokestop. It's not just, I'll use my opponents. OWYN's deck is built for Pokestop.
Yeah, it is. So he doesn't really feel as afraid of using, say if Yellow was one to play it down, he wouldn't be afraid of using it necessarily. It just happens to be quite unfortunate that both of the Baxcaliburs ended up being discarded. But because you build around it, you know you can recover them. You play Super Rods exactly for these kinds of situations.
I mean, it's still very unfortunate.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, and actually the only stadium we're going to see in this matchup is Pokestop. There's 4 in Yellow's deck, there's 4 in OWYN's deck. That is it. That is all the stadiums.
So we see a cross switcher here, interestingly enough. Going to bring up another Gimme Ghoul. I guess, is OWYN a little bit stuck here? Maybe there's nothing else in the hand to be able to try and progress the board state. Yeah, just a manual attachment, and then is it going to be a pass afterwards? And
you've got to remember, Chien-Pao is weak to metal. You only need to discard free energy from your hand if you are Goldengo to get a KO on Chien-Pao for 2 prizes. That is, compared to what we were seeing in the top 4 game with Giratina, it is a lot easier.
And here's another problem. OWYN just played an Ultra Ball here. I imagine wanted to grab a Bibarel, but as we know, they're both prized, so just has to grab another Bidoof instead.
And that, again, is a massive giveaway to your opponent. You don't really need another Bidoof.
No.
So you go and get one, and here's the other thing. Now, does Yellow so Yellow's got a Palkia down. OWYN doesn't play Manaphy. There are 2 Frigibacks on the field. Can you see where I'm going with this?
I absolutely can, and I don't think it's going to be too hard to pull off either. Most of the pieces are already there. The discard pile is set up quite nicely. You have some Goldengos coming out now, so you can start doing some coin bonuses. You just draw the pieces you need. You can absolutely get there, pull off this Moonlight Shuriken, and you basically just steal the game at that point.
Yeah, you're looking to evolve into your Origin form Palkia V-Star. You want 3 water energy in the discard, use Star Portal to attach those free energy to a Radiant Greninja, and then use Moonlight Shuriken to do 90 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, and there is a 100% chance that it will be the 2 Frigibacks.
Yeah, I think the only tricky bit here actually for Yellow is going to be getting this Goldengo out of the active, because it has a retreat cost of 2, so you don't play that many switching cards apart from Cross Switcher, right?
I believe it's literally just 4 Cross Switcher. They're the only switching cards. And we just saw OWYN play double Cross Switcher to do a switch.
Yeah, so going to be very important for Yell to find this here to pull off this combo. He's not too far off, I think. I mean, he's got a lot more dig to go. Getting fire off a Pokestop. Oh, there's one. That's 2!
Oh, double cross switcher off of a Pokestop. That'll do very, very nicely. And you can even kind of drag the Bidoof in the active, which is kind of pointless to have in the active.
He's got it. There's the Origin from Palkia V-Star. Double cross switcher. You're going to switch into it. He's going to Star Portal. He's got the combo.
He's got the combo. Yeah, get the Bidoof in the active. It's the most useless thing to have in the active. In comes your Radiant Greninja. You star portal your energy from the discard pile onto Radiant Greninja, KO both the Frigibacks. I don't think game one's going to last much longer.
I don't think so either. And I gotta say, if this is the kind of, you know, if this is the kind of insane turns that Yell can pull off, no wonder he's in the finals.
I think if you've been doing stuff like this all weekend, Golden Go becomes the best deck in the format.
Yeah, no question. And OWYN is not going to be happy about that at all. Just a worker for good measure as well. Why not? Just like stop OWYN from being able to dig for outs.
It's actually a really nice play because there's no draw on the board, there's no Frigibacks on the board, and now you've just gotten rid of Pokestop, which would allow you to get some stuff. There we go. Obviously, it's the 2 Frigibacks, and now OWYN is at least 2 turns away from getting a Baxcalibur and a relevant attack.
Yeah. And if you're OWYN, I know you have plenty of time, but do you just concede here? I mean, no, I guess not. You don't need to, right? There's so much time.
If this is in Swiss, I concede right now.
Yeah.
But in Top Cut, where we've still got 65 minutes, I think you acknowledge the fact that the game is basically over, but you give yourself a bit of time. Maybe you get an Iono in the late game, which can help you to make a comeback. Maybe Yellow starts whiffing for a little while. There is still a very small chance.
There is, but also OWYN did not find a replacement for the Frigibacks that just got KO'd. So actually, I think maybe OWYN is just playing out to get more list information out of Yellow.
Well, actually, interestingly, you should mention that, because I was chatting to OWYN, and, I don't want to give the decks away in the interview just in case. So I say, do you know what your opponent's playing? And OWYN's like, know what he's playing? I'm pretty sure I know his exact 60-card list.
Oh, okay, never mind then. But
So OWYN has got information.
Yes.
So now I think this is literally give it a couple of turns, maybe an out presents itself.
Yeah.
Probably not, because you missed a Frigibacks.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be very hard to mount any kind of comeback if you can't even, actually power up your attackers very well. So another Pokestop, and let's see. Oh, no, don't. Okay, only one cross switcher this time.
That would have been absolutely amazing. Especially bearing in mind, OWYN discarded both of his Baxcalibur off of Pokestop. If Yellow then goes and gets...
Wait, but you get the other one's the Irida.
Oh, double cross switcher, and I think this might do it. And again, you've got Golden Go on the bench, you've got an energy attached to it, you need free energy discarded from your hand. That is the KO. Yeah,
of course, we remember Chien Pao is weak to metal, of course, so you don't need to discard as many energy as you would usually.
Yeah, should be 5. Instead, it's only 3.
Yep, so there's coin bonus as well, another active coin bonus for good measure, drawing 2 more cards. And yeah, what do you do if you're OWYN here? I mean, come on.
I do think it might be time to concede, honestly. If you're down 4 prizes and your board is 2 Bidoof and both your Bibarella prized as well, that might be time to go, yeah, this isn't my game.
Yeah, this game is just a write-off. And you know what, that's fine. I think better for your opponent to get the absolutely craziest setup imaginable whilst you have the bad luck on your side. So do you think, oh, you know what, I had no chance anyway.
Yeah, and we get these.
Yeah.
This was a game. OWYN's prizes were terrible. OWYN's start was not great. And Yellow got like the turn 2 Radiant Greninja double KO. There's a KO on Chien Pao. OWYN is going to draw a card. It is a nest ball.
Oh, okay.
So we can get a Frigibacks. Maybe there's an Iono play coming in.
I was going to say, did he need Super Rod first? But no, there is a third Frigibacks in the deck, so that's fine.
There is also the very relevant question, of course, even if there's an Iono, is Yellow kind of pretty well protected because you've got free Golden Go on the field?
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, Golden Go is one of these decks that has the built-in board draw power. Those are exactly the kind of decks that can recover the best from an Iono.
I mean, you've got 4 cards drawn just straight. Like, you've got your card for turn and then 4 other cards. And you've got Radiant Greninja to use concealed cards as well. So you're probably drawing an extra 6 cards in addition to your draw for turn.
And
OWYN says, yeah, you know what? Let's go to game 2. This is not working, and I'm sorry to say it's not. So Yellow with Golden Go is up 1 game to nothing in the Dortmund regional final.
I don't think we can put enough emphasis on this. Golden Go EX is 1 game away from becoming a regional championship winning deck. Just 1 game, Ross.
And here's the thing, right? If we'd have done our caster predictions coming into the weekend, and, none of us had chosen Charizard and none of us had chosen Mew, and yet someone had gone for Chien Pao and one of them had gone for Golden Go, people would have looked at our caster predictions and been like, what are they playing at? And actually, that was apparently the meta at Dortmund Regionals.
I mean, the meta at Dortmund Regionals perhaps a little bit of a stretch, but here in the finals and about to potentially take down the tournament, absolutely.
We thought Iron Valiant could end up being the surprise deck this weekend. It was doing well for a while, but we've got two decks that nobody really gave a chance coming in. These are actually both decks that are expected to be good when the rotation hits for the European International Championships. We are supposed to be 2 months away from these decks being top-level decks.
So what you're saying is this is a preview, actually, potentially.
Like, people would have believed this as an EUIC final. But as a Dortmund regional final,
not so much.
There are going to be an awful lot of people waking up and looking at this final and going, how did that happen?
Yeah, so I mean, to that exact point, for those of you who perhaps are waking up over on the other side of the pond now, over in North America, tuning in, yeah, you're not imagining things. This is the final here for Dortmund regionals. It is Goldengo against Chen Pao, and Goldengo is 1 game up.
Yeah, and I must say, I do give the edge to Goldengo in this matchup. There are several things which I think Jelle's got going for him. The fact that you're not relying on a stage 2 is a big deal. The fact that you're hitting Chen Pao for weakness, I think it is easier. I know they can trade KOs, but I do think it is easier for Goldengo to KO Chen Pao than the other way round. And although they're both playing Greninja, and they can both get Radiant Greninja rolling, OWYN is not playing Manaphy. Jelle is.
Yeah, it's not just a matchup of, not just a matter of, you know, the matchup specifically, it's a matter of the way the lists are built, and as you mentioned, with no Manaphy on OWYN's side, that makes it so much harder to protect yourself from, you know, a crazy player. Oh, and speaking of crazy plays, we see 2 cross switchers in the prizes already.
Yeah, we didn't see those last couple prizes, but we did see 2 cross switcher. And OWYN's prizes this time around, thankfully, they're not that bad.
No, there's only 1 mid-barrel prize instead of 2.
Which means you have access to it. And we saw the cross switcher came in super handy. I can tell you in the top 4 game I watched, those cross switcher came in super handy. And there's no other switching cards, and there's no other gusting. Everything is in those cross switcher.
Yes, absolutely. So OWYN off to a really great start here again. So we have a Battle VIP pass, going to be loving that, and going to be a lot more workable with the prizes, as we already mentioned. There's Radiant Greninja, which we didn't have access to last time. We know that there's 1 mid-barrel in the deck, so that's fine as well. If there's another, you know, basic searching card, I imagine OWYN will probably want to grab a Bidoof just to set up the draw. Feeling a lot better about this game.
Yeah, and you get to go first, and like we've said, the Goldengo deck is really not putting any pressure on you turn 1. It is going to set up same as you, so you don't need to double Frigibacks. You don't need to double Bidoof like you would against something like a Lost Zone deck that's threatening that Cramorant.
Yes. So, yeah, with the sort of lack of a Cramorant threat, you're feeling pretty safe for now, but we know that OWYN's deck is very, very powerful. We've seen it in action many times over the course of the stream already. So we don't want to count OWYN out. We have just talked about how it's a very advantageous matchup for Jelle, but OWYN is, you know, not out of this by any means.
And we did just see a 2-card draw off of concealed cards, both Irida.
Well, that's good for next turn.
It absolutely is, and you know, there are a lot of similarities in these decks. They're both playing Pokestop, they're both playing Irida, they're both playing Cross Switcher as they're gusting and they're switching. They're both playing a bunch of Earthen Vessel. There are lots of similarities. These are very similar kind of decks. Get lots of energy, do massive damage.
Yeah, and also, and just going back to the setup here, Jelle's got a really, really good thing going here as well. So starting off with an Earthen Vessel, had, I believe, another Pokemon in hand already. Was it Radiant Greninja? But also has an Irida ready to go in hand, so he'll definitely be guaranteed at least 1 Battle VIP pass.
And you do have Radiant Greninja here as well.
Yes,
so that is already down, so you can go and draw some cards using that energy. Basically, everything's going pretty nicely at this stage.
Yeah, it really is, and Irida, it's a fantastic supporter always, but especially going second, because it can grab you that Battle VIP pass, it is a really, really strong going second first turn supporter, especially. And
Palkia is a sneaky, very good card. And look, I know that Goldengo KOs Chen Pao very easily, but actually, it's really good just generally. If your opponent's got 3 bench Pokemon, that means you're doing, I believe, 240. There's 8 bench Pokemon totals, 160, plus the 60, sorry, 220. That's still enough to KO a Chen Pao.
Yeah, absolutely is. I mean, Subspace Swell, you know, we mentioned it before, don't forget, this was a multiple tournament winning deck at one point. Origin Form Palkia is still a very, very strong attacker in its own right.
So, and you know, it can take out your smaller Pokemon. It can basically take out anything in the deck if
absolutely.
OWYN benches 3 Pokemon.
I don't think there's anything in OWYN's deck that is larger than 220 HP in Chen Pao, right? So yeah, the Origin Form Palkia V-Star can take out literally anything in OWYN's deck.
Iron Hands has 230, so there would need to be a 4th bench Pokemon.
Okay,
to take it. But
yes.
that's it. That's the only exception. And that's a very interesting thing to mention. We didn't see Iron Hands last turn.
No, no, we didn't. And also, game 1, we didn't see it because, of course, it was prized.
Yes, that's my point. Maybe it can come out this game. We saw it in Owen's top 4 match. That could be a difference maker.
Yeah, of course, because you will be hitting that Origin Form Palkia V and V-Star for weakness. You can actually take a free prize knockout on the V. Not on the V-Star, because it's a little bit too much HP, but on the V, it's fair game.
You absolutely could get there. It would be very nice indeed. Amp you very much on the V would take free prizes. So that doesn't mean Yellow can't play the V, but it does mean if you play the V, you have to V-Star it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Here is Irida, and what are we going to go for here? Could we get a Manaphy to protect the bench?
It's going to be either a Manaphy or the Origin Form Palkia V, but I think you value not losing your Gimme Ghouls more than you do the potential to set up, taking out Owen's stuff, especially considering Owen has gone first, so is likely to be able to set up quite nicely here.
And we did go for the Manaphy, but of course, in addition to the Manaphy, we've also got a Battle VIP pass, so there will be more basics coming out. Some of them may be water. Anyway,
yes.
So we're going to be doing pretty well. Yellow's got basically a full, like a perfect bench here. Oh, look, double Gimme Ghoul.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only other thing you could consider is whether it makes more sense to go for another Gimme Ghoul and the Origin Form Palkia V, or whether you just want to go double Gimme Ghoul. But of course, you want to get as many chances to get evolutions out as possible, so it makes complete sense you want to prioritize the Gimme Ghouls here.
And let's not forget, of course, that Golden Go has the draw engine, so it's not just that you've got your attackers built up, it's that you've got your draw going as well. So, yeah, this is looking pretty tight for Yellow here, for Yellow, sorry. Just being able to get those Gimmighoul out, and then next turn, we're looking for lots of evolution.
Yes, we are. So what does Yellow do next here? Just going to be, oh, we're going for it again.
I mean, so far we've seen it twice. Yeah, that is 3 times we've seen Yellow try and use this, and all 3 times it's just been a tails.
Can't fault him for trying.
One day there's going to be a game where you hit 10 heads in a row, get a massive KO. It's going to be beautiful. But look, you got nothing else to do. You might as well chance it.
Yeah, of course you might as well. So Shivery Chill coming in now. 2 more water energies out of the deck. Does Owen have the means to set up an easy attack and KO? We know he does because Owen just found 2 Iridas last turn.
One thing that is interesting to note, Chen Power is 60 damage for each energy discarded. Gimmighoul's actually got 70 HP.
Oh.
So you would need to discard 2 energy to take the KO on the Gimmighoul.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few evolving bases that are like that, of course. That 70 HP, like, I think we've mentioned it before, the difference between 60 and 70 HP is huge in, like, not just, again, in this matchup, but against many different matchups. That is actually a huge difference between those two.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier with Sableye, 60 HP, Sableye can get 2, 70 HP, Sableye can get 1. We do get a second Frigibax coming down here, and Owen is really working towards that perfect setup.
Okay. Yes, so Nestball coming in now, another Frigibax going down. You want the backup Baxcalibur option just in case your Baxcalibur gets taken out, so it makes sense to get that down. But, I mean, now I guess you just go for the Irida and get the Rare Candy Baxcalibur, right?
I mean, that would be a decent play. Guarantees you get your Baxcalibur. We get a Pokestop going into play first. Now, do you act... Oh, it's happened again!
Oh, no.
That was an argument for playing the Irida first so that there's fewer Baxcalibur in your deck to discard. But there's still one in the deck.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't prize one, did he? I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure. We saw all of Owen's prizes.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. There we go. So we see the Irida does go and get that Baxcalibur. How do you play Focus? How do you use Pokestop 3 times and hit a Baxcalibur on all 3 of them?
Well, Owen has found a way, and with that in mind, thinking, you know what, I am done with this. Let's just get this Irida and get this Baxcalibur out now so that it doesn't happen for a 4th time.
I mean, that's the one bonus. It can't happen next time.
No, that's very, very true. Unless Owen can find a way somehow. I don't know, like maybe Super Odd and then, you Pokestop again.
I mean, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Now, we do get a Bibarel coming down here. That's going to let you draw until you've got 5 cards in your hand once per turn. And this is what Owen couldn't get going last game.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got Bibarel for draw. We got Baxcalibur for energy acceleration. And thank goodness Yellow did put that Manaphy down, because that Radiant Greninja is threatening right now.
It is. Also, I do believe we just saw the Bibarel there draw. With 1 cross switcher already in hand, 2 more cross switchers drawn.
That's not bad going.
It's, I mean, it's not, but it's also, you don't really want that right now, right? I mean, you can save it for later, but you just want to KO this gimme goal right now, I think.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best target. There is an argument for going after the Manaphy so that you can Greninja next turn.
That is true.
But if you do that and Yellow starts evolving all of those Gimmighoul, then you're not going to be using Greninja anyway. But there is an argument for the Manaphy,
and that's
what we see.
Yeah, and we saw their own discarding an energy. That's just shorthand for I'm going to the Greninja, retreating back into the Chien-Pao, and then carrying the Manaphy with a Chivalry, with a Pale Blade.
And again, 70 HP means you've got to discard 2 energy to do so, but that's okay. And now there is a potential for Owen to have a big turn next turn using that Radiant Greninja and its Moonlight Shuriken attack.
Yeah, so what Yellow wants to do to prevent this is very simple. Evolve every Gimmighoul.
Yeah. If you evolve every Gimmighoul, then Owen can put damage down, but it's not really that. You know, Owen is going to be getting big KOs with Chien-Pao. That's what you do with this deck. So evolution here is key. Don't hit Gimmighoul off your Pokestop.
Okay, but how about an Ultra Ball instead? That works.
Ultra Ball will work nicely, and getting energy to discard, not a bad thing because of, you know, the 4 superior energy retrieval, the 1 regular energy retrieval. It's not the end of the world having them in the discard.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think the Pokestops have been a lot more favorable to Yellow than they have been to Owen in this game, or even this match.
They absolutely have, and we did see a Super Rod getting that Manaphy back into the deck. Can we re-establish it on the board this turn? If so, Owen used double cross switcher to KO a Pokemon, which is not that important, because it's come right back out again.
Yes, and actually, I want to have a quick look here at something. Is Owen playing Canceling Cologne? No, actually. Nope. There is no Canceling Cologne in the list, so you can't do the that combo play where you bring out the Manaphy, Canceling Cologne, and then go for a double knockout.
Interestingly enough, Yella is playing Cancelling Cologne. Yes. But there's no Manaphy to cancel.
Yep, so no need for it here. Now, in the meantime, we after the Super Rod, we do see a concealed cards, drawing a couple more there. There is still the Ultra Ball ready to go in hand, so you can use that to find the first Golden Go at least. But go on, evolve it into the active, go for the coin bonus, and maybe start, hopefully, drawing into a string of cards that lets you chain Golden Go evolutions. And
you've got to think you're going to KO on the Chien-Pao this turn.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Owen took the first prize, but Yellow takes the first EX KO.
Yes.
And if we keep going back and forth, Yellow wins the game.
Yeah, you do. It's 1 and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But in that situation, it's Yellow's the one favored in that race.
But there was no 2 prize KO on the board for Owen. So, trying to even it up using that Greninja. I mean, really here, either evolving one of the Golden Goes, you only really need to evolve 1, or getting a Manaphy down would be perfect. What you don't want to do is leave 2 Golden Go on the bench, unevolved, with no Manaphy. That's how you go down 2 prizes.
Yeah, and going back to Finning is winning, we do see Yellow playing the Earthen Vessel right now just to get 2 more water energies out of the deck, so you can increase your odds of finding another Golden Go after doing this coin bonus.
And you can use them to KO the Chien-Pao.
Double duty. You'd love to see it. So, coin bonus, 2 cards. What does Yellow find here? It looks like was that just 2 energy?
Energy and a Golden Go.
Okay, there we go. That's exactly what you want to see. And then another energy, but that's fine.
So the KO is on the board here quite nicely, and Greninja can take out a Gimmighoul. Very dramatic, very lovely flair to that. Of course, as we saw in the interview, these guys are friends, so yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be taking any offense to a little bit of flair.
Yeah.
But
truly did make it rain there.
I mean, that was a full-on make it rain. But here's the thing. Greninja play is on the board, but it can only take 1 KO and soften something up. In a deck, we are really taking 1-hit KOs anyway.
Oh, hold on. I need to draw attention to something. I've been saying, why isn't Yellow trying to set up, an Origin Form Palkia V-Star play? I assumed that it was a 2-2 line. It's a 1-1 line, and the Origin Form Palkia V is prized. That's why you can't set it up.
That is a little bit annoying. And we did see, even with the threat of Iron Hands, it came out early last game.
It did.
Yellow decided it is worth the risk.
Yeah, and of course it is, right? I mean, we saw how much it paid off there, especially given Owen's slow start. But in this instance, yeah, obviously, if you don't have the Origin Form Palkia V in your deck, you can't put it down.
No, but quite simply, no, you can't.
Okay, but even so, yeah, Yellow's in a very good position here. So it's going to be interesting to see what Owen goes for. You kind of need to put down another 2 prizer, but every single time you do, you're just making it easier for Yellow to take that 2-2-2 prize map to win. So it's a bit of a sticky situation, but you kind of don't really have a choice in the matter.
I mean, you could go for and it's not that easy to pull off, but you could use Radiant Greninja 2 turns in a row. KO a Gimmighoul and set up the Radiant Greninja, and then next turn you KO the Greninja with a threat of you'd better not bench another Gimmighoul or I'll get that as well. It's still not a perfect situation, but yeah, Chien-Pao's going to come out here, Chien-Pao's going to take a KO. We kind of know that's fine, that happens. Yeah. But the problem is, Yella only needs 3 energy in hand and 1 energy on the Golden Go to get the return KO, and one of the problems with Golden Go is trying to get like 6 energy every turn to KO someone like a Giratina is actually super annoying. Yeah. 3 energy, way easier.
At the end of the day, it goes back to ease of knockouts, right? Both of these decks, as we mentioned at the beginning, they're very racy decks. They can just go, 2-2-2 very easily and just take very quick prizes. However, in this situation, Golden Go has a much easier time digging for the resources to get those knockouts than Chien-Pao does.
Pokestop didn't go great. We did get a Nest Ball, but we also lost an Iono, and there's only 1 in the deck, so Owen's lost his only Iono for late in the game.
Ooh.
Which could be slightly annoying, frankly. And it's 5 energy need to be discarded, if I'm looking at this correctly, because 4 energy discarded is 240. That is not enough. 5 energy discarded to get the KO. Yella needs 3 energy in return.
Yeah, 300 damage will do.
That's not fair.
No, it's not. But yeah, 300 energy there, 300 damage there will do the trick for sure. So yeah, exactly what Owen needed to do. But now it's back on Yella, and again, it's really not going to be that difficult for Yella to find a return KO here. You just need, what, 4 energy, 1 to attach, and then 3 to discard?
Exactly right. A single superior energy retrieval will give you all the energy you need, and it's little things like that. It's being able to get all of your energy with a single item card. And, when I was watching the top 4 game against Giratina, you had to get an energy on the active, 6 in hand for the KO. So you're looking to get a superior energy retrieval and an energy retrieval, or 2 superior energy retrieval, or an earthen vessel. It's awkward combos. It's not the same against Chien-Pao.
Yeah, important note there. We did see Yella was able to finally find his Hisuian Heavy Ball and was able to fish that Origin Form Palkia V out of the prizes.
And it goes straight on the bench. Now, this is where things get interesting. That single prize KO that Owen took could come back very relevant. If we see Iron Hands KOing Palkia, that's game.
Oh, you're right as well. Ooh, that actually, so then maybe, obviously we don't know if that's going to be the case yet, but maybe Yella benching that Origin Form Palkia V now could maybe leave a bit of an opening for Owen to make a comeback here.
Now remember, Owen will need double cross switcher and the only Iron Hands and the only Lightning energy and 3 other water energy and a pivoting option.
Yes.
It's not like, no, because cross switcher would be the pivoting option. Yeah. But you need the double cross switcher. And are they both available?
I mean, I'm actually trying to remember now because Owen just used 2.
Yes.
And I seem to have a vague recollection of 1 going away earlier, unless I'm misremembering.
I don't remember another one going away.
Okay.
They may well be available. But you would need double cross switcher, Iron Hands, Lightning Energy, 3 water.
Yeah. Oh, we can look through the... Wait, there's no... I was going to say we can look through the discard pile, but no, that's Owen's hand.
Yeah. He's got many cards in hand.
Yes.
So, Yella here is just trying to work towards a KO. We've got a second Gimmighoul down on the bench here, which is actually really big.
Yes.
You want to be chaining those Golden Goes as you go through the games. That's very good. We've got an energy on the active, and we're making it rain.
Oh, love to see that. Yeah, they're having fun. People having fun like this in the finals of a regional championship. I absolutely love to see it.
It makes a difference, Having a couple of friends playing in the final of the regional championship just makes everything a bit more relaxed, everything a little bit more fun, and that, the winner of this game is going to feel great, and the loser of this game is going to be happy for their friend. What we've seen.
That was a Nest Ball and 2 superior energy retrievals off of the Pokestop there.
That's pretty good.
I don't see the cross... I think Owen might legit only be cross switches away from actually pulling this off,
Now, there's 1 cross switcher I see in the discard. There's at least...
No, that's the deck.
Oh, that's the deck?
Yeah.
There's at least 1 in the deck.
Yes. Who do you see here? So Super Rod.
Super Rod.
He's taking a look through. He wants to make sure that he calculates whether it's possible, and if he's considering Nest Balling for the Bidoof, that to me says that no, that's actually not going to happen, and that could be an opening closing, because if Yella can just find the Origin Form Palkia V-Star and evolve, Iron Hands can't KO that anymore.
Nope. And that is a slight bit of a problem. It needs to be the Palkia V, not the V-Star. If you bench a 2-prizer, Yella, well, has Yella played double cross switcher? Because there is 1 prized.
Wasn't there 1 played very early on? No, was that in game 1? I think
Might have been game 1, so it might still be a bet. I know one just got taken off the prizes, and one is remaining in the prizes. So, I know we had one on the Chen Pao, didn't we not?
Yeah, that was it,
Yeah, so I don't think double cross switcher is an option for Yella in this particular game, because the last one is still prize. So,
sorry, it's been a long day. We've had like a lot of very intense matches to cast over. Sometimes it just... yeah, they're hard to keep track of every single thing, but we're trying our best here, and we're having such a good time. I mean,
having to track every card both players have played throughout the game while we're still casting the game, that is asking quite a lot, frankly. But the relevance of this is that I think if Owen does bench a 2-prize Pokemon, I believe that would make it safe for next turn. It's still going to be 2 turns for Yella to win the game, which gives Owen 2 turns to try and piece something together, and it might be a Greninja. There's 2 Gimmighoul on the bench.
Wait, this is actually a really big problem because Yella has no way to win this turn.
Nope.
If there's no 2 prizes, there's no... A Radiant Greninja won't get there because there's only one thing that can be KO'd by it.
Yep.
Oh dear. Owen might have found his way back into this game.
Iron Hands would have worked quite nicely. He doesn't need Iron Hands. And look, getting the other Gimmighoul on the bench was good, but that needed to be combined with an evolution.
Yeah.
The one that was already down needed to evolve, and then you play a Gimmighoul.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. Here, we're going to see a Greninja KOing both the Gimmighoul. That is going to put Owen down to just 1 prize remaining. And at that point, just whack a bunch of energy on a Chen Pao and KO anything.
Yeah, so there it is. Yeah, double KO on both the Gimmighouls. They both go down. 2 more prizes taken for Owen. Only 1 prize left to win the game. Oh, and the Lightning Energy's prize. That's why he couldn't go for the Iron Hands.
That's a little bit inconvenient, frankly. So, yeah, that's why Iron Hands is not an option. We don't need it anymore.
No.
Owen needs to KO anything, and he's got Chen Pao, and Chen Pao is really good at discarding a bunch of energy and KOing anything.
Yeah. Also, to answer your question, there's 3 cross switches in hand currently.
Cool. That's nice.
But not if there's no 2 prizes to KO.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a pain. So we would have had the KO on whatever was on the bench, but obviously Owen knows this. There is a reason Owen didn't want to bench a 2-prize Pokemon. Getting the KO with Radiant Greninja was absolutely crucial here. And frankly, Owen seems to be in a very, very strong position in this game.
There is only one thing that can save Yella now, and that is Roxanne. He needs to draw Roxanne and smack it down, and then hope Owen doesn't draw the energies to win. That is what needs to happen.
Yeah, 2 water energy will not win the game, unfortunately. Greninja doesn't really do very much. You need Chen Pao and a bunch of energy.
Oh, he goes focus up. 1, 2, 3. None of those are Roxanne.
Annoyingly, one of them's a Manaphy.
Yeah, but I think Manaphy doesn't matter at this point. You just need the Roxanne. So you got to like get an energy to hand, conceal cards, and hope you hit it. That is your only out here if you're in Yella's position.
Absolutely. I was just pointing out the irony that Manaphy gets discarded. The turn after it would have been really useful.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a bit unfortunate that he couldn't find it. So you can see Yella agonizing over this. He needs to find that Roxanne. Wait, it didn't get milled earlier, did it?
Not that I can remember.
Let's see if it's there in the deck. I think I see it. Yeah, there it is.
So Roxanne is in the deck. We need to get that Roxanne.
We do.
Owen down to a 2-card hand, and just cross your fingers.
Yeah.
And hope.
That's the only thing you can do. So, yeah, also just having a quick count to see just what else is available to him. You look at superior energy retrievals in the deck and so on. So, oh no, it looks like Yella's just going for the Irida.
This is not really where you want to be. Now, Palkia V-Star getting the evolution is fine. Annoyingly, there aren't 2 targets for a Radiant Greninja.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could end the game right now, but Bibarel's got 120 HP. You can KO the Frigimax, but there's no second target for the Greninja.
I guess in this case, your only other option, and I guess what I think Yella is going for, cross switch at the Baxcalibur, KO it, hope they can't get another one out. That
is potentially an option. Again, we're talking about these fine margins here. None of these are the ideal play. And you're right, it's going to be KO the Baxcalibur, but even then, you're kind of just hoping Owen doesn't have an answer. And maybe this will be enough. You play through your outs, right? So maybe Yella thought the risk of going for the Roxanne wasn't worth it. Would rather just say take this route instead and just say to Owen, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, then I'll be a regional champion. And Palkia Star Portal gets the energy onto itself nice and easily. We're hitting 160, I believe, so that's enough damage to KO the Baxcalibur. It's actually the exact right amount of damage to KO the Baxcalibur. And then if Owen can't take a prize, Yellow can.
Yeah.
Like, definitely can. There's a Palkia.
Yeah, so this is what it comes down to here. Just playing the Hisuian Heavy Ball just to get out of the hand. One last check of the prizes. Going to play Superior Energy Retrieval for good measure as well, just to get the energies back. And then it's going to be concealed cards, drawing 2. No Roxanne found. Okay. I guess you could say it was the right call then.
Yeah, we see the KO on Baxcalibur, and now it's over to Owen, and it's really simple. If you can take a prize, you even it up at 1 game each. If you can't, we are going to Yellow's turn, probably going to be a regional champion, but here is an Irida. That's not what... There... where's the Wreck Handy?
He drew it I was just about to say, you drew it for turn.
Oh, so we can Wreck Handy Baxcalibur. Do we have double cross switcher in hand?
Well, you don't even need it, right? You just attach a bunch of energy. Just KO the active.
Yeah, you can do, but we did no, there is a double cross switcher, so this is actually going to make things even easier. Gets Chen Pao into the active, brings up the Greninja, gives you an even easier KO. We are 1 game each, and we are going to game 3 of Dortmund Regional Finals.
It's a nail biter. You see the crowd absolutely loving this match, and on Inofan is so weird. This is absolutely phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, this is a good one. Double cross switcher there was a fun little play. You're right, probably could have got the win without it, but just being able to get your Chen Pao into the active while bringing up the weaker Greninja just made things a little bit easier.
It did.
And look, I still think Golden Go is favored in this matchup, but we have just seen it is not that one-sided. Owen won that game, and it was a fairly convincing, this is my deck, this is what it does, this is how I win.
Something else very important to bear in mind. For the first time in this series, I believe, Yellow has the opportunity to go first here, and that is very, very big.
Yeah, we got 2 setup decks. Means the player who goes first gets the first evolution, and actually gets the first attack as well. Because, okay, fine, we know that the Gimmighoul keeps trying to attack without attacking. It's adorable and it's lovely. But in reality, that attack doesn't matter unless you flip multiple heads. Going first means the first evolution, it means the first meaningful attack, and it probably means the first KO. So Yellow going first could be very, very big.
Yeah, it really, really could. Now, you could make an argument that maybe there is a world in which Yellow decides he does want to go second. You play Irida, of course. You can't play a supporter if you go first, but you can play one going second. So if you play that, you can you have more outs essentially to a 2-on Battle VIP pass. So that could be a consideration, but I think you still want to go first.
Yeah, I like the going second, using Irida, getting that Battle VIP pass, all well and good, but getting the first evolution, the first meaningful attack, yeah, I think that's just it's too tantalizing.
Yeah, it is.
In this kind of matchup where both decks are really aiming for the same thing. They both want that first evolution. So one of the players has stepped away from the table just for a moment. So let's remind ourselves about Chen Pao EX.
Yeah, so Chen Pao on the right, of course, being piloted by Owen and showing its full force here in this finals with that insanely strong super cold ability from the Baxcalibur, letting you rain down as many water energies as you want onto your side of the field, and then combine that with the Chen Pao EX with that Hail Blade attack, discarding all this energy on the field, doing 60 energy discarded and knocking out pretty much anything in its way.
And we've already seen that Greninja can be used for multiple prizes, although it hasn't actually had a chance to come out yet. Iron Hands can be used for multiple prizes, and maybe that's one of the differences in Game 3. Maybe in Game 3, Owen can actually use Iron Hands to go and take a free prize KO on the Palkia, and maybe that's going to end up being a little bit of a difference. Maybe we get that free prize turn with the Iron Hands, and that could be the thing that makes the difference in this matchup.
I couldn't agree more.
Because we know that Yellow is going to bench the Palkia.
Yes.
It's happened every game.
We do, but now let's take a... We don't even have like a deck spotlight here, it's a card spotlight for Golden Go EX. So make it rain, dealing massive damage for 1 metal energy, 50 times the number of energy you discard from your hand, the extra draw power with coin bonus, and you see all the synergistic cards down there as well that you can play with it.
Excellent typing versus Chen Pao, I hear. Seems like that might be convenient in this regional final. The good news is both players are now back at the table, and we are getting ready to head into Game 3. And this is going to be an exciting one. I still think Golden Go's got the edge here, but this is clearly a matchup that can go either way. First 2 prize KO absolutely crucial. Hand disruption in the late game. And look, we've got one Roxanne from Yella. We've got one Iono from OWYN. These are cards that in the late game could make a massive difference.
Yeah, they absolutely can. And I mean, it could have made a difference in that last game, of course. We saw if Yella was able to find the Roxanne, that could have been a game 2 win for him, but he wasn't able to find it in the end. So OWYN just had all the pieces he needed. Late game disruption has always been an important thing in the Pokémon TCG in the formats where it's been around, and that's why most players opt to include at least one disruption option in their deck.
And we're talking combo decks here. Neither of these decks are, I get a Pokemon, I attach an energy, I go. There's lots of things. Oh no! That's 2 of the free Chen Pao prize and the Radiant Greninja.
Again! That is brutal for OWYN. We saw how good Radiant Greninja was in that game, taking the KO on the 2 Gimme Ghouls. Now over to the game 3 here, kicking off this last game of the Dortmund Regional Championships. Yella is going first and finds that turn 1 VIP pass.
Yeah, as predicted, want to go first, try and get set up. And now there's a couple things here. Firstly, that is the only Chen Pao in OWYN's deck right now. Secondly,
not ideal.
If Yella can get an early KO, like a turn 2 KO on that Chen Pao, OWYN has no Chen Pao to respond with, and that's what you generally want to respond with.
Even more not ideal. So yeah, the double Chen Pao prizing, really, really awkward. It essentially forces OWYN to find the Super Rod very early to get this 1 Chen Pao back.
But the other thing is, starting with it, OWYN really needs to get this out of the active turn 1. You cannot give this Chen Pao up.
Well, no, I mean, maybe if it wasn't for the fact that you had 2 prize, maybe it would have been, you know, somewhat okay. But, you know, OWYN has 3 VIP pass in hand. He's going to play the first one and realize, oh dear, this is like the only one I have to work with right now.
Yep, he's going to find out very quickly that is the lone Chen Pao. His other friends have abandoned him, I'm afraid, momentarily, hopefully not for the whole game, but that means that you need to protect this Chen Pao. Yes, there are plays that can be made with Greninja, potentially, but if you don't have your Chen Pao to respond on a Golden Go, that is, I think, less than ideal would be the polite way to say it.
Okay, this is relatively inconsequential, but I've just seen something that makes me very happy. Yella's playing a Spiritomb.
Yella is playing a Spiritomb, but both players are playing Radiant Greninja, so... sorry.
Fine, I suppose.
I'm guaranteed to have my picked card as a regional champion winner, and I don't even need to root for a particular deck. I can just enjoy the game.
Touché.
Also, both players are playing Radiant Greninja. That Spiritomb is technically in the deck in this matchup.
Fair enough. You make a very good point. But Battle VIP Pass finds 2 water Pokemon, funnily enough. So yeah, that Radiant Greninja and the Origin Form Palkia V. Yella is, you know, he's smelling blood in the water, right? He's thinking, you know, OWYN is going to want to get it down to Frigibaxes. I want to make sure I can capitalize on that as soon as I can.
Yeah, and that Palkia is such a good attacker in the early game. And if you V-Star, it's out of range of Ampu very much, so it's not giving up that 3rd prize. So getting it down early, evolving it early, absolutely crucial. So, yeah, we've got some cards from Greninja with concealed cards. I would love to see, honestly, 2 more Gimme Ghoul hit the bench.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a means to do that right now. We do see an Earthen Vessel, though, so maybe you can fin the deck of a couple more energies. Manaphy for good measure, just in case. Of course, Yella doesn't know that OWYN has the Radiant Greninja prize, so better safe than sorry. So you can fin the card with 2 energies and maybe go for the Pokestop, or you could just pass.
Chose not to go Pokestop. The risk was not worth it here. Yella feels they are set up enough. Now, here's the bad news for OWYN. Iron Hands is an awkward attacker. You've priced 2 of your free Chen Pao and your only Radiant Greninja. Those are the attackers in this deck. OWYN doesn't have many attackers left with these prizes.
No, that's really not great. I guess you can attack with Baxcalibur. It's not great. Was it what, 130 damage, I believe? Or
yeah, let's just double check. It is 130. You are correct. Problem is, then it gets return KO'd, and you kind of need it to accelerate energy.
Yeah.
So
you don't really want to give up your Super Cold.
But does OWYN go for an aggressive Iron Hands here because it's like all you've got? Or do you try playing the game with your 1 Chen Pao? Like, realistically, you have 5 attackers and 3 of them are prized.
Yeah, it is a little bit rough. And I mean, also, it's so hard for you to get Lightning Energy out of the deck, right? That's the thing. Interestingly, OWYN opted to grab just 1 Water Energy off of that Shivery Chill there. You think, you know, maybe you'd want to fin more Water Energy out of the deck, but maybe thinking I'd rather keep them in there for now?
I mean, there's absolutely a chance is that you can't attach them with Baxcalibur now, so getting 1 as your attachment for the turn might be enough. We do see a couple of Frigibax hit the bench, and this is where OWYN gets the bad news. After those terrible prizes in Game 1, you've got terrible prizes in Game 3. There will not be a Game 4. We're not staying here all night. Best of 3 is enough.
Yeah, I think so as well. But we mentioned in an earlier round about determining things about what your opponent is doing based on what they don't put down. Look at what Owen hasn't put down right now. If you're Yellow, you got to be looking at what Owen's board right now and thinking, hold on a second, there's something here that doesn't seem quite right.
Also, have you played free Battle VIP Pass and only gotten 4 bench Pokemon?
I guess you want to keep the last bench slot free. Maybe you think you don't really want to risk benching the Iron Hands at this point, even if it is one of your only attacking options.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm building on your point. Yellow's looking at that and going, what don't you have?
Yeah.
What are you missing? It turns out literally everything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to, at the very least at this point, you have to imagine that Yellow's worked out that the Radiant Greninja is prized, because that goes down 1,000% in any other situation.
Absolutely, it does. Why is there no second Chen Pao if you don't have a Radiant Greninja? These are questions Yellow is asking, and honestly probably knows the answer. So Earthen Vessel's getting a couple of energy, and Chen Pao is still in the active. It is the only Chen Pao in the deck. And Yellow needs a Golden Go and 1 more energy to guarantee the KO, and that's without looking at his hand. It might have it already.
It is very interesting, because I think one of the reasons why Yellow opted not to play the Pokestop is because he was thinking, I don't want to give Owen more outs to set up himself.
Potentially.
Potentially. But he has also hindered his own setup in the process, so maybe it actually would have been worth it still to just go for it, so that you have 2 chances of spinning the wheel of a Pokestop and finding what you need, because now there's a lot of pressure on Yellow to put together a meaningful attack this turn.
I like the idea of playing Pokestop, because you know Owen's going to hit a Baxcalibur off the Pokestop, so let him hit a Baxcalibur.
Yeah. Oh, I do believe that was an energy and a Gimmighoul off of that Radiant Greninja, so this Pokestop is going to have to put in a lot of work here.
Well, we only need a Golden Go. We need a way to get Golden Go.
So here goes Pokestop.
No.
Nest Ball.
No.
Super Rod.
No.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's no attack coming down, no meaningful attack coming down. You needed a way to get the Golden Go. You've already got the energy. The energy isn't the problem. You have sufficient energy, but you need the Golden Go.
Yeah, that's really, really rough. And especially because, I mean, you have at least another Gimmighoul to put down, so you're not worried about that too much, especially because you know that Owen doesn't have access to the Radiant Greninja right now.
And you got Manaphy down.
And you got Manaphy down, exactly. But at the same time, this is really not the turn 2 that you wanted to have at all.
This was a chance for Yellow to start opening up a little bit of distance here. And again, Yellow doesn't know the prizes. We do. KOing the only Chen Pao when Radiant Greninja is prized basically runs Owen out of attackers. It's not just going 2 prizes up. It would have been a huge KO.
It really would have done. Having said that, I just realized something. So, you remember last turn where I mentioned, Owen didn't go for the 2 energy search off of the Shivery Chill, interestingly enough.
Yes.
It's because he has a big barrel in hand. He doesn't want to clog up his hand with energies so that he can't draw a big barrel, because his hand is not really very workable right now otherwise.
It's a fair point, and we are going to see a Bibarel coming down here, which is going to be fun. Everybody loves those dudes, a Bidoof and Bibarel. Very popular Pokemon, well, Bidoof especially.
Yes.
And what are we going to do? We're going to be drawing some cards? We're going to attach some energy?
Well, I think Yellow's still deciding what he wants to do himself. I think he's debating energy on the Manaphy, I guess for a pivot maybe, or you put it on the Gimmighoul. Nothing feels great, I guess, yeah, just a pass after that. What does Owen draw off the top? Oh, it's an Irida!
That's not bad.
That's amazing. That's literally exactly what you would have wanted right now.
Because you can go and get your Rare Candy Baxcalibur, you can attach the 2 energy with Baxcalibur, and oh look, now my hand is very thin and Bibarel will draw a bunch of cards.
That is exactly what Owen would have wanted to see. He's going to be absolutely relieved at that draw from the top of the deck. Debating over it a little bit though, maybe wondering if there's something else that should be done first. Oh, debating a manual attachment before the Super Cold, interestingly enough.
Doesn't really matter, honestly. Baxcalibur's a stage 2, so it means you can attach your water energy anywhere you like. Sometimes stage 1 Pokemon with these abilities are limited in terms of the type of Pokemon they can attach to, or the stage of Pokemon they can attach to. Whereas here, it's just, yeah, anywhere you like, go for it.
Yeah. Now, very important to note here, the window of opportunity for Radiant Greninja has gone now. Owen is inevitably going to evolve one of these Frigibax into a Baxcalibur. That Bidoof on the bench, of course, has that ability that protects it from being damaged on the bench, so there is no 2-prize option for Radiant Greninja to take here.
No, unfortunately, Yellow has lost that opportunity. The good news is it's not actually too late.
No, it's not.
Because Owen's getting 1 prize. And if Owen gets one prize, you can still take the first 2 prize KO, and that's fine.
Yeah, it really is. And now we do see the Irida, rare candy for the rare candy Baxcalibur. We know there's some energies there ready to go in hand, and we know that at the very least this Radiant Greninja will be going down. And although the attack for it isn't relevant, it does hurt Yellow quite a bit because it's another consistency option gone, right? It's 2 less cards that you can draw.
Absolutely, 2 fewer cards every turn because that Greninja goes away. We've got an energy on the Bidoof just to essentially use as a pivot in the future. And yeah, right, or indeed to discard with Chen Pao. And you're actually going to need it because, again, it's awkward maths here. It's 60 damage for each energy discarded. Radiant Greninja has 130, so you will need to discard 3 energy. They can be from anywhere, but you need to discard 3 of them to get the KO.
Yeah, that's another really strong thing about Hailblade, right, is the fact that you can attach energies essentially wherever you want, because Hailblade, you can discard from the Chen Pao, you can discard from your bench Pokemon. It doesn't matter. It's just 60 times the amount of energy that you discard on the field.
And it does all come off the Chen Pao. That is the first prize taken. It is not one of the attackers.
No, that is a Frigibax from the prizes, which is really... Yeah, I mean, you got the Baxcalibur. You don't really need any more Frigibaxes at this point.
You've already got a spare Frigibax on the bench. You really don't need another one. So what you need to be getting is those Chen Pao and Radiant Greninja. So, one more turn. If you get a KO on the Chen Pao here, things are looking rough for Owen. But you need to get it now.
But, having said that, Yellow did just draw an Ultra Ball for the turn. That is about as perfect a draw as you could have asked for here.
And you got Superior Energy Retrieval. There's 3 of them in hand, and that will get you the Metal Energy to attach and free energy to discard.
And not only that, but actually, I think I'm starting to realize why Yellow attached the Water Energy to this Gimme Ghoul. You can now retreat into the Origin Form Palkia V-Star, and then you can Star Portal and you have the attack ready to go.
That will also work. We've got a couple of different ways to get the KO. They will both work very nicely. And it looks like we're going to be super rodding in, shockingly, the Radiant Greninja.
Yeah, and the Gimme Ghoul that was discarded earlier off the Pokestop too.
Yeah, that'll do.
And there's a Nest Ball ready to go as well, so you can get one of those back out straight away. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is exactly what Yellow needs. This is, if considering how Yellow's last turn wasn't ideal, this is like about as good a recovery turn as you could ask for, I think.
And you are going to get the KO on Chen Pao, which basically runs Owen out of attackers. It leaves the only actual attacker in his deck as Iron Hands, and as soon as you V-Star the Palkia, you know that you are not going to be Ampu very much.
Yes, so Yellow feeling pretty good about things right now. Just decided the most optimal way of going about it. Going to play down the Nest Ball, and I guess it'll be interesting to see if he goes for another Gimme Ghoul or goes for that Radiant Greninja.
I'd go Greninja.
Yeah, you want the extra card draw, right, at the end of the day.
Because that Greninja could get me extra cards, which gets me a Gimme Ghoul.
Yeah, so definitely makes more sense to go for that at this point. And also, as we already mentioned, it's annoying to KO if you leave it in the active, right, because it forces free energy discards from Owen for the Hailblade. So, yeah, it looks like it is going to be... Oh, I mean, it is a slight debate here. He's umming and ahhing between the 2, but no, you are right, Ross. It is going to be the Radiant Greninja in the end.
Again, the players don't always agree with what we say. They've got more information than us. They've played their version of the deck more than we have. The players have more information than we do. But here, I need cards, right? If I'm Yellow, I need cards. I need to evolve into my Golden Goes. I need to evolve my Palkia into a V-Star. I need to keep getting my energy reliably. So having the extra card draw from Radiant Greninja is big, and it is Palkia V-Star. And this is kind of awesome because it means you don't need to worry about using a Superior Energy Retrieval.
No, and actually to add to that exact point, we saw there was one Superior Energy Retrieval discarded from the Ultra Ball. Now, normally you think these are quite valuable resources. You don't want to get rid of them. But in this instance, you're taking a KO with something that doesn't rely on it. And even later, when you're taking KOs on Chen Pao's with the Golden Go, you don't need that much energy to actually get the KO because, you know, you're hitting for weakness.
It makes this matchup so much nicer as a Golden Go player. Your resources are not so stretched. And numbers-wise here, we are literally perfect. 8 bench Pokemon is 160, plus the 60 base is 120, which is exactly the amount of HP that Chen Pao has.
Yeah. So I think Yellow's now debating whether you want to go for an extra energy attachment. Of course, Star Portal can attach up to 3, but in this instance, I think you want to keep the energy in the discard pile for, you know, further use later with Superior Energy Retrieval or regular energy retrieval. So just attach the 2 to get the attack going, announce a subspace spell, and take your first 2 prizes.
It's not unlike what we see on Gardevoir. Every energy which is on a Pokemon that doesn't need it is an energy that isn't in your hand to be discarded to make it rain.
Yeah, exactly. So Yellow's first 2 prizes of the game here. Back to Owen, who starts off with a Super Rod. And that's a very, very important first thing to find. You can get back that big barrel that got discarded earlier, I guess. And then you also get back that one off Chen Pao. That's absolutely vital. Oh, it has a Nest Ball too.
Yeah, and Owen needs a return KO here, and it basically has to be with Chen Pao.
Yeah.
Now, you could go for Iron Hands EX's arm press if you played a second Lightning Energy in your deck, which you don't. So Owen literally has to use Ampu very much, and it doesn't do enough damage. So Iron Hands will not KO Palkia in this matchup. Not the V-Star.
Yeah, and I think bearing that in mind, I don't think Owen's going to bench it, because it just doesn't get you anywhere anymore. You had an opportunity, it's that the opportunity is now gone. You cannot take a free price knockout on something, so you just disregard it for the rest of the game.
There's a very small window where the Palkia V is down, but the V-Star isn't. That is your window. It's the only time it's ever going to work. As soon as that Palkia gets V-Starred, it has to be taken down with a Chen Pao. And here, you can do it. You're just going to have to use a whole bunch of energy. Once again, the number is 5. 4 energy is 240. 5 energy is 300. You need 5 energy. Good news is, there's 5 energy on the board now.
Yep, and you've emptied your hand nicely for the barrel as well, so you can go ahead and do that Industrious Incisors to refill your hand to 5. There's quite a few decent resources there. You find an Earthen Vessel. Of course, you do play that. In spite of the Chivalry Chill, you play that so you have a means of searching out your one of Lightning Energy, and just a few other resources there ready to go, but nothing that I think Owen really wants to use right now. Really just wants to take out this Palkia V-Star.
And really hope you actually draw one of those attackers. Does Owen dare use Pokestop?
I mean, he's been bitten a few times too many before, but it looks like he wants to go for it again. There's Lightning Energy, Nest Ball.
And it's always a Baxcalibur. I told you, you play the Pokestop because you know Owen's going to hit Baxcalibur. Literally every time there's been one in the deck, it's been hit off a Pokestop.
At least in this instance, it isn't too hard for him, I guess.
No, you'll survive it all right.
Yeah, but that's too funny.
And obviously that one Lightning Energy is gone. But like we said, it's really not a big deal. Iron Hands is not a relevant attacker right now.
No. All you care about right now is taking the KO on this Palkia with your Chen Pao and trying to get another Chen Pao EX off the prizes. So, Hail Blade, 5 energy discarded, taking out that Origin Form Palkia V-Star. Does Owen take a Chen Pao off the prizes? No!
How do you take 3 prizes with 3 attackers prize and miss all of your attackers? The 3 remaining prizes are the last 2 Chen Pao and the Greninja, which means Owen is going to need to recover. And again, we know now that there is no Iron Hands coming out. Literally the only attacker available is that Chen Pao that's in the active. I'm not counting Baxcalibur.
Does that just seal the game for Yelle? I mean, that is such awful luck on Owen's side, but because, I mean, Yelle has the means to piece together the KO super easily here. There's Ultra Balls, there's Superior Energy Retrievals. He has all the pieces he needs to take the KO on this Chen Pao. So Owen's left with nothing.
Well, it means Owen needs to... I mean, Owen plays 2 Super Rods.
So yeah, he needs to find a second one, I guess.
Need to find the second Super Rod, get it back again. But even if Owen can string attackers, and that is a massive if right now, even if Owen can string attackers, Yelle gets a KO this turn, and next turn, boom, that's game.
I'm not sure I'm ready to announce Golden Go EX as the regional championship winning deck. It's not guaranteed yet, I just want to make that abundantly clear, but this is looking like a possible eventuality, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Yelle got the first 2 prize KO, and it's really simple in this matchup. If you take a 2 prize KO 3 turns in a row after having taken the first one, you win the game. Owen has not been done any favors by his prizes, but right now, we got 2 Golden Go out, we've got Greninja, so even hand disruption is not going to be that good, because Yelle should have 5 extra cards every turn.
Yeah, and that second Golden Go as well was found from the first one with the coin bonus, a perfect chain of draws there. There's the Superior Energy Retrieval. You have all the energy you need to attack right there, just from that. You take a metal and then 3 others of any type, doesn't really matter. You attach it, you make it rain, 300 damage after weakness, you take the knockout. What does Owen do in response?
Super Rod, Chen Pao, 5 energy, cross your fingers, Yelle doesn't have a Golden Go in return.
Yeah, I mean, we did just go, to be fair. I was being slightly facetious, or rhetorical, I guess. But yeah, Yelle is in a phenomenal position right here. There it is, make it rain. No fancy shenanigans this time. Yelle is well aware that he is only 2 prize cards away from becoming a regional champion, taking things very, very seriously right now, and understandably so.
I mean, the good news is Owen doesn't actually have a 2 prize Pokemon to bench right now.
That is true.
So we could, although, no, we've already used Star Portal. I'm just wondering if there could be a cheeky Greninja play to end, but there's only 1 target, and Star Portal's been used, so
yeah,
not happening.
Not on the table in this instance, but there goes the Ultra Ball, and Owen's going to find another big barrel off of this, wants to give himself as many draws as possible because he knows he needs to find the Super Rod, and he needs to find it this turn.
But even if you find a Super Rod, a single superior energy retrieval, and that could be gotten off of whatever's in hand. Remember, was it this game the Ino hit the discard pile early, or was that last game?
I think that was last game.
Might be last game.
I think it's still in deck. I mean, I'm sure we'll be corrected afterwards if not, but...
you need to try an Ino this turn.
Yeah.
But even then, you've got 2 cards, plus you draw from Golden Go, plus you draw from Radiant Greninja, plus your Pokestop, and you just need a superior energy retrieval to KO that Chien-Pao if it comes back.
Yeah, so, okay, the way that Owen's gesturing, I think, to me, that indicates that the Super Rod is already in hand, and yeah, there it is. Okay, so that is piece number 1. Owen needs to start off at the very least with this if he wants to get anywhere, but even so, like you mentioned, it is a very, very tough spot for Owen, back against the wall, fighting with all his might to try and take this game back from Yellow, but it's really, really going to be tricky for him.
It's going to be so difficult. I mean, even if you pull this off, even if you get your Chien-Pao back, and you get your 5 energy, and you get your pivot to get it back into the active, and you get the KO on the Golden Go, it's still literally superior energy retrieval for game.
Yeah. And if you can't disrupt your opponent's hand, it is so likely that Yellow can find it. His hand is already massive. Like you already mentioned, there's 5 more draw options, 5 more cards to be drawn from the board right here. It's really, really tough. And
Pokestop will get superior energy retrieval, which is the only card you really need.
And Owen just played Irida.
Oh, that's not ideal. I know you can't hear us, Yella, but if you could just have a cheeky look at your hand so we could have a peek, that would actually be super convenient right now. We would love to know. Oh, maybe he can hear us. Yeah, superior energy retrieval's in hand. Yella's got game in hand.
Well, if Owen benches Chien-Pao, but I guess he has to, right?
I mean, if Owen doesn't bench Chien-Pao, Yellow wins in the next 2 turns.
Yes,
because he just KOs 2 little things and wins a game. So that's not going to help Owen if he doesn't bench Chien-Pao.
No, it's not. And I think... Oh, is it going to be... Yeah, I guess it has to be this cross-switcher onto the Radiant Greninja, just trying to buy some time by stalling. But we know that Yellow has none energy in hand and can just retreat easily. This is not really where you want to be. Okay, no. I can see what's going on here. Owen has 3 prizes left to take.
Yes.
You take a single prize knockout on this Greninja.
Yes.
You leave a 2-prizer not on the field so that you can't be KO'd back. Actually, okay, this is really clever. This really is the way back for Owen, yeah.
This is awkward, but essentially what you're doing here is taking out the Greninja, going down to 2 prizes, and then next turn, you Chien-Pao, and then you KO a Golden Go, and you don't give Yellow a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
But... Oh, and I like this. The thing is, it's not enough energy. You need 4 energy on the field this turn because Baxcalibur is going to get KO'd.
Yes.
And you need another Baxcalibur unless you can get... No, because you still need 2 energy on the Chien-Pao next turn.
That's a good point. So you need to find the Red Candy Baxcalibur next turn, not necessarily to accelerate energy to KO, but just so you can get the 2 energy for Hailblade's attack cost.
So you literally next turn will need Rare Candy, Baxcalibur, Chien-Pao, 2 energy, which of course Chien-Pao will get itself with Shivery Chill.
Yeah.
But you'll still need Rare Candy, Baxcalibur, Chien-Pao.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward spot there. I mean, Owen, make no mistake, this is a phenomenal heads-up play from Owen. This is exactly the closest thing he can, do here to try and make a comeback. We finally take the Chien-Pao EX off the prizes as well, so he has that ready to go in hand. So...
We need Roxanne. This is a Roxanne turn.
It's exactly the same as the last game. It's Roxanne to try and disrupt. And although, yeah, sure, Owen has the barrels, you still have to give it a try, right? You have to make it so that you make Owen work as hard as possible to find these outs.
And that's the thing. With 2 barrel down, Owen might actually have this.
Yeah, it draws the Roxanne for turn.
Draws the Roxanne for turn. But like you say, there's 2 barrel on the field, so it's not as impactful as a regular Roxanne to 2. It's good, but it's not quite the same. And it's literally Rare Candy, Baxcalibur, Chien-Pao, get it in the active. That is game for Owen next turn.
Yeah, and Owen's deck is quite thin. With 2 barrels, it's not like it's impossible to miss, but you've got to favor Owen's odds here, actually.
Yeah, I don't like attacking with Baxcalibur because it forces you to go and get another one. But with 2 barrel on the field, it is actually quite possible.
It is. So down to the wire here at the Dortmund Regional Championships. One of these two is going to walk away as the first Dutch regional champion since 2017. Is it going to be Goldengo? Is it going to be Baxcalibur? We don't quite know yet. It all comes down to these next few turns. It's going to be Roxanne, and does Owen find the counter, does find the Chien-Pao and the Rare Candy and the Baxcalibur to win?
And that's the combo. Rare Candy, Baxcalibur, Chien-Pao. We do see Roxanne coming down, obviously, but Bibarel, I mean, look, Andre Scubau won Worlds in London in 2022. When asked for tips on how to win the World Championships, Andre said,
play B-Barrel.
And right now, this seems to be pretty good advice. Owen has heeded that advice, so we're not there yet. Now, remember, Irida is a great card. There are 4 of them in Owen's deck. Irida would get 2 of those 3 pieces by itself.
Oh, that's 2 superior energy retrieval.
Not ideal.
No, like that you don't really, that doesn't really get you where you need to be. So we do see some coin bonuses. Wait, does Yella have enough energy to take the KO? Surely he must do, right? Oh yeah, there's a superior energy retrieval. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's not. At this point, it's all down to Owen. Now, the thing about superior energy retrieval, you get up to 4 energy.
Yes.
So you can swap 3 cards for 1 with superior energy retrieval to allow you to draw more cards with Bibarel.
Yes, you can. Now, another important thing to note: Baxcalibur, of course, also weak to metal. So you actually only need to discard 2 energy here to get the KO.
Yep.
It looks like, oh, is there going to be a wheel spin or poke stop?
Nothing.
Nothing, but I mean, I don't think it matters too much at this point, let's be honest.
Nah, bit of thinning. Yella's got the game next turn.
Yes.
But Owen did it beautifully. Not only did he manage to end his turn without benching Chien-Pao, but he did it while taking a prize to put him down to 2. Now, he's already put himself in an awkward situation where he has to have the exact combo, and he has to have it this turn. But he's got double Bibarel.
So what did you draw for turn?
I think it was a cross switcher. I could be wrong.
Okay, that makes it very awkward. It's a lot of unplayable cards. I mean, I guess you can play the superior energy retrieval, but then you get 1 and attach it manually, and then Bibarel for 5.
I mean, that's not terrible.
No, I guess not. Yeah,
basically, that's exactly what I'm thinking for you.
Very important with superior energy retrieval. You don't have to get back 4, like I think we already discussed. You can get back. It's up to 4. So as long as you get back at least 1, that you can actually do that. Bibarel number 1.
Oh, there's an Ultra Ball and an Iron Hands. So Ultra Ball will get the Chien-Pao or the Baxcalibur. Doesn't really matter which. Now, we Ultra Ball here. We grab presumably Chien-Pao just because then you can bench it. It's 1 fewer card in hand.
And then it's going to be second Bibarel, Industrious Incisors. Can you find Rare Candy Baxcalibur? That's the game. That is all this comes down to.
Are there enough water energy in deck?
I didn't quite catch a glimpse, actually.
There needs to be 2 water energy in deck to bring them out with Shivery Cold.
Yeah, otherwise you also need to... I mean, there is a superior energy retrieval in hand as well, so I guess that would also work. Because, yeah, I think you can't actually play either of them anyway. So, yeah, it's 3 cards drawn to find the combo. He finds the Irida!
Now, the Irida is going to do it very nicely. Irida should... was that Rare Candy as well?
Yeah, it was.
So Irida for Baxcalibur.
Okay, I think he's just being careful. I think he's got it, but he's just being careful about it. So yeah, Irida's going to find the Baxcalibur. He has the Rare Candy in hand.
Rare Candy. No, Rare Candy's already in hand. So let's make sure. Come on. You got this. Yes. Retreat.
You don't want to mess this up, right? There's a regional finals on the line. You want to make sure that you do everything properly. So yeah, retreat into the Chien-Pao.
So that you've got the lower retreat cost. There is the Baxcalibur. There is the superior energy retrieval. Gets the energy. You attach them to the Chien-Pao. And anywhere, as long as 2 go on the Chien-Pao, KO Goldengo. And Owen Kamerman is your Dortmund regional champion.
Huge congratulations to Owen Kamerman for taking the crown with Chien-Pao, and you can see both players in very good spirits after that. What a phenomenal finals!
That was such a good finals. It really, really looked like Owen was out of it then. There was that turn where you couldn't bench Chien-Pao, but if you don't bench Chien-Pao, well, your opponent's just going to take 2 KOs. You're like, what if I give up my only Baxcalibur?